제네시스 사업부장 맨프레드 피츠제럴드 부사장님을 소개합니다. 환영의 박수 부탁드립니다.
Annyeonghaseyo and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Manfred Fitzgerald. I'm the global head of the Genesis brand, and I'm very happy to be here in the beautiful city of Busan with everyone here today. You know, Busan has a very special place in my heart, as it is where we, for 2 years ago, launched the G80 and the G80 Sport back in 2016. And since then, a lot has changed for Genesis. To begin with, the space that you are in right now is our standalone Genesis booth, which features our brand architecture that we introduced last year at the Seoul Motor Show. Just to mention some key highlights, many of you may remember last September when we launched the G70 with the Korean community. It was a truly significant moment for Genesis to celebrate the brand together at the place of its origin. It allowed us to give back to the people of Korea in the form of a cultural event, letting them fully embrace and take ownership of their first luxury car brand. And today, we are extremely happy to see how our product is resonating with our clientele here in Korea. It was a tremendous honor for G70 to be selected as the 2018 Car of the Year in Korea by the Korean Automotive Journalists Association back in February. We sincerely thank you for that recognition. And from a global perspective, we launched the G70 in key markets, including the Middle East, Canada, and Russia, and will continue to enter a few more markets within this year. We are just getting started. And as from a customer experience, in January, we opened the Genesis Gangnam, the first standalone Genesis showroom designed by the Office for Metropolitan Architecture from Ram Koolhaas. Concept of this design will be reflected into our standalone showrooms on a domestic and as well on a global basis. So customer experience will always be our point of differentiation. And we will continue to develop various methods such as standalone showrooms and brand spaces to ensure the most effective model for serving and building relationships with our customers worldwide. At the same time, we will continue to lead as a lifestyle brand and cultural-driven brand. So this year marked our second time partnering with Vanity Fair to celebrate the 2018 Academy Awards, also dubbed as the Oscars in Hollywood, where Genesis premiered 5 new G90 special edition flagship sedans. That's a mouthful. One car was called and dubbed the Ruler, one of my personal favorites, which is on display back here at our booth. So please feel free to take a closer look at its impressive details during the show. Also, Genesis will continue to be a proud sponsor of the Busan International Film Festival, which will take place right here this October again. Our involvement in sports has also grown. Not only are we continuing to sponsor major golf events like the Genesis Open of the PGA, but also the Genesis Championship, recently held here in Korea last month. But we also partnered with world-class tennis player, which we're very proud of, this collaboration with Hyun Chung, ambassador, which serves as an ambassador for Genesis, with his unyielding level of passion and competitive drive. Unfortunately, he couldn't compete this year in the Paris Open due to an injury. So, looking back at the past 2 years, I think it's safe to say that we have made some progress. But what about the future? As a progressive luxury brand, we will have a role in and drive forward an inspirational culture where passion and desire are highly valued. And what we're about to unveil today is the ultimate embodiment and emotional expression of just that. This concept vehicle is our interpretation of a Gran Turismo, a two-door coupe with a high-density battery pack capable of propelling you from 0 to 100 in just about 3 seconds. It serves to showcase how Genesis is thinking about future mobility, which has the potential to be more enticing and engaging than ever before. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's cruise to the next chapter in the future of Genesis, the Esensia concept. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now for me, it would be a dream come true to take the Esensia on a cruise from Seoul to Busan. At Genesis, we understand our obligation as a luxury car manufacturer. First and foremost, to create desirable objects that spark passion and inspiration. Esensia recognizes and gives new life to a culture which has seemingly been lost in the past years, where rationale was not the prime driver of creation. There was a time when people took great care in what they drove, so they were inspired by their cars. It's time, as we feel, we get back to that. But concepts for the future need to meet our expectations in terms of state-of-the-art technology and connectivity, integrating everyday private and work lives. And the Esensia brings our outside world of communication and socializing seamlessly to the inside of the vehicle. As for design, I'm sure everyone noticed certain signatures in our design language. And to elaborate further on this, please allow me to introduce the designer who led this wonderful project. Ladies and gentlemen, the head of Genesis Design, Luc Donkerbogen.
Thank you, Manfred. I'm very pleased to be back in Busan and very honored to present you the result of an exciting challenge for Genesis designers on 3 continents. Isn't it beauty? We all love it. And this global effort for more design centers in Korea, Germany, and USA, a true design without frontiers. The digital synchronized design team competed and collaborated with passion to express the ultimate manifestation of our design identity, athletic elegance. The Gran Turismo typology highlights the ambition and emotion of Genesis, the perfect base to project our design DNA into the future. The low 2+2 coupe with a cab backwards anti-wedge architecture is tensioned by one single line, La Parabolica. The muscles are centers around the wheels by this line. You will recognize our key design signatures, the quad laser lights. They are framing the crest grille, which is channeling the airflow around the full glass canopy. It enhances aerodynamic efficiency and downforce. It's perfect design with function. It is flanked by iconic quad laser optical headlamps, as previously introduced on the GV80 concept. On the rear, you will realize the rear oval contour unites spoiler to bumper, creating a narrow concave surfaces that integrates the quad lights. The butterfly doors are activated by a B-pillar mounted sensor with fingerprint and biometric facial recognition. A 3D printed G-matrix adds structural stiffness and ventilation functions to the surface connecting outer skin and inner trim. And the elegant seats are a tribute to an icon of design, the Charles and Ray Eames lawn chair. And they are finished in cognac leather, contrasted by blue velvet, that interacts with a fantastic stardust gray. In the inside, you will also notice the tension dashboard is recycled carbon fiber, is forged, and is framed by linear air vents and the fantastic panoramic curved OLED display. The Esensia is puristic and